Bleacher Report has gone through and named one player each NFL team should consider trading before the season, and one of the few quarterbacks on that list was the Titans quarterback, the backup quarterback, Malik Willis. Here's the pitch from Bleacher Report. Frankly, Willis deserves at least some glimmer of an opportunity, and that isn't coming in Tennessee. In a league where quarterbacks are king, his talent alone is worth another roll of the dice. And a draft pick is more valuable to the Titans than gluing Willis to the bench or relegating him to the practice squad. I get where they're coming from. I would also say, where is that opportunity coming? I honestly don't know. I would argue it is fair to say that Malik Willis has been a disappointment, that he has not remotely lived up to expectations. I don't think he's played well enough over the course of his NFL career. And I think some of the developmental lack of growth we've seen is very concerning. Willis has athletic ability. He has a good arm. It's not often I see a quarterback who is going to have success that just will not attack the middle of the field. You saw it in the preseason sometimes in regular games. Why Mike Vrabel didn't like him, I feel like at times. Got to take the throw that's there. Willis at Liberty didn't attack the middle of the field. He was almost just unwilling to do it. And that profile does not work in the NFL. I think that is a very real red flag for teams. Although I do think Bleacher Report's right. He's not going to get a shot in Tennessee. It's the Will Levis show all the way through. Mason Rudolph is the veteran backup. Willis, I think, will play plenty in the preseason. Maybe he looks really good, and maybe it's a showcase scenario, or you keep him as the emergency third quarterback or something. I have my doubts about who's going to make a trade for him with the way the quarterback situation is across the NFL. Yeah, there's some talent, but is it ever going to get unlocked? You got to invest a lot of time, I think, to unlock it, and you're not going to invest the draft capital to make that time worth it, So what should the Titans do with Malik Willis? T for trade or K for keep? If you can find a trade partner, sure. At that point, it's recouping your losses since you've invested more and are going to devote all your time to Will Levis, as you should be doing, by the way, if you are the Tennessee Titans. Arm talent's there. Athletic ability is there. It's not just those two things, though, as well as it might end up making it work in Madden or whatever. I think there's a lot of processing stuff that has to be developed. I think the best case for Malik Willis is he goes somewhere where he can be a backup. I think a place like Baltimore could be a great fit for him. Fits behind Lamar Jackson, can be a mobile quarterback as a backup, but you would want to go somewhere where the veteran presence is established and you get time to kind of be brought along and developed. But if you're flipping, let's say it's a 5th or a 6th round pick. If that doesn't happen quickly, the regime did not invest that much in you. To an extent, I think that's why Daniel Jones has lasted as long as he did in the NFL. It's allowed him to kind of hang around because that was a first-round pick, so that was a big contract investment. DJ was a 6th-round pick. He wouldn't have had the same chances. Similar with Desmond Ridder, same class, by the way, got moved on from. Arizona could have been a decent fit, by the way, for Willis, too, to learn behind Kyler Murray and grow. I just don't know what team that will potentially be. Speaking of Arizona, I actually didn't mean to do that as a transition, but it worked out well. Bleacher Report put them on the list of, they should trade away Budda Baker. Baker, meanwhile, says he'd like to stay in Arizona for at least as long as possible. Now, Baker is in the final year of his contract. He's owed the 1 year, $15.1 million left on that contract. I don't think any team wants to trade for that right now without Arizona eating some of it, or maybe come deadline time it becomes more palatable. Here's the pitch from Bleacher Report, then we'll break down what Baker had to say. Arizona may have to eat some of his salary, but a contender hit by an injury in camp might be one of part of the day 2 pick in 2025 to get Baker this summer. That's as well as the Cardinals would do with the comp selection. So if that offer comes, Monty Ossenfort has to seriously consider it. Me being here, and this is what Baker said, by the way, recently at OTAs, et cetera, for Arizona, Me being here 7 years this year, and of course you would love to be on a football team that drafted you too. I know it's not the same GM or it's not the same head coach, but I understand if I continue to do my job at a high level, this is our 4th coaching staff, and I'm still on the team. It shows the type of character I have and what kind of work ethic I put onto the field no matter what. Baker's numbers did dip last year. Now, injuries were a big part of that. As he continues to age, maybe you're not going to get that, closer to prime 2020 campaign version of Budda Baker. He's still a good safety, though. So whether it's in Arizona or somewhere else, I think he'll still be starting next season and even beyond that. I think he'll be one of the more potentially intriguing, if he doesn't get an extension done in the near future, players available next offseason.